Now, Bernie Sanders supporter Charles Chamberlain, the executive director of Democracy for America, Basil Smikle, the executive director of the New York State Democratic Party, and former Republican Senator Scott Brown, all here on set with me. Charles, starting with you, I mean, are you upset? This is what you had been alleging all along. You must be frustrated. It turns out you were right.
Definitely upset, but not surprised. I think the key, though, is that the Democratic Party is taking responsibility and they're letting Debbie go. That's exactly how it should be.
But is that enough? I mean, the reality is this process was flawed. Your candidate might have been standing up there on stage tonight or this week instead of Hillary Clinton had it not been for the scheming and the shenanigans going on behind the scenes.
I don't think it's enough. I think that everyone involved needs to be held accountable, and I think that we need to see a clean sweep within the DNC of anyone that was involved with it. But that being said, it was a fight where 13 million voters got out and voted for Bernie Sanders and really made the statement clear that what he stood for within the Democratic Party is ascendant, and it's part of the key for making sure we win in November.
Basil, does the system need to change? I mean, we've been saying all along, Donald Trump had been saying all along, and Bernie Sanders, frankly, was saying this all along, that the super delegate system put him at a disadvantage and put people at a disadvantage.
Well, look, you're seeing change. I mean, I think and to your point about the 13 million, I mean, they are welcome in the Democratic Party. This is what we want. This is what we need. We need those Bernie Sanders supporters to go out and help us and support us in elections all down the ballot.
But they feel like the whole system is rigged.
No, but
Basil.
that said, if you look at our Democratic platform, the $15 minimum wage, paid family leave, even as of the last few days, there's talk about how we move beyond these super delegates, which is something that's directly impacted by Bernie Sanders being in this race. So to the point earlier about shenanigans and so on, look, I've dealt with DNC members and DNC party leadership for a long time, and we've tried to be fair and balanced.
Well, clearly from these emails, it wasn't fair. It wasn't balanced.
And my colleagues around the country, same thing in their individual states. So what we saw, I hate to have seen it, but I think to the point earlier, we have taken a positive step to move past it. And
I mean, they were trying to go after him as being an atheist Jew.
And that's
in the
wrong.
South. I mean, that's exactly what the email said.
And that's wrong.
It is wrong.
I'd be the first one to say that.
So, as Donald Trump looks at what's unfolding here and, is talking about a lot of things that, frankly, a lot of Democrats have long talked about. The trade issues, the economy, growing the middle class. Does he have a shot at getting some of these Bernie Sanders?
Yeah, of course he does. But first of all, it's not about Donald Trump. It's in the fact that Debbie Wasserman Schultz was basically orchestrating this. Now they're claiming that the Russians did it in concert with Donald Trump. And by the way, the emails were tampered. That's laughable. And if anybody believes that...
Is that desperate? Is that desperation? They're looking at these poll numbers and saying we've got to do something?
We're not desperate.
It's another way to change the narrative. Debbie's gone. She's still going to be out on the campaign trail full-time. And God, I hope she is, because she's going to remind every voter, every Bernie Sanders supporter, and by the way, I don't agree with anything Bernie Sanders believes in, but I respect the hell out of him, and I said this publicly, because he's honest and he's trustworthy, and he's doing exactly what he says he's going to do. The problem that I have with Bernie right now, and I think a lot of your supporters do, is he's not being Bernie Sanders. He's being controlled by the DNC, and he's going to get up there and rubber stamp that. He's going to rubber stamp that endorsement for Hillary, and that's the problem.
How is he being controlled by the DNC?
Listen,
if you think anyone's controlling Bernie
you guys had a chance to get rid of the super delegates right here. You didn't do it. You had a chance right now to embrace the Bernie Sanders supporters. And by the way, the permits were denied. There's been permits denied by this mayor who's supporting Hillary Clinton for Bernie Sanders supporters. I was out. I used to live here. I was out yesterday. I didn't see one Hillary Clinton supporter. The Bernie supporters are angry, rightly so. It's been rigged right from the beginning.
But how are they being denied when you saw them on the street yesterday?
No, listen, the big difference between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party on this is that we're a big ticket party that understands that when you bring people in, there's going to be disagreements. But at the end of the day, you're on the same line. And when it comes to Donald Trump, anybody who thinks Donald Trump is going to be better than Hillary Clinton on trade, I have a Donald Trump University diploma to sell you.
Whoa, not just, let me jump in there, because it's not just trade. It's also bank deregulation. Yeah. We're talking about Tim Kaine, a senator who just days ago wrote signed two letters, suggesting that there be more deregulation for the big banks. That is the antithesis of everything that Bernie Sanders and, frankly, you as a supporter have stood for.
Tim's a good moderate, Trish. Tim's a good moderate choice. He's not a progressive. He's a good moderate. I suggested a month ago that either Booker or him, depending on which way they wanted to go. They wanted to go the liberal, they go with Booker. They wanted a more conservative guy, they go with Kaine. Listen, he's a good, solid choice, but he doesn't do anything.
So there's nothing right now. There's nothing right now. Hang on. There's nothing right now. in this platform, frankly, Charles, that really would make me very happy if I was a Bernie Sanders supporter. I'd be looking at, my gosh, she's picked a VP who wants to deregulate the banks when I've been pushing for more regulation. If I am a supporter of Bernie?
I think the bottom line is that Tim Kaine's not going to be setting economic policy for this administration. When Hillary Clinton is president, he'll be following her lead.
But she picked him, and she has very low trustworthy numbers as it is.
She picked a civil rights attorney. That's who she picked. She picked a progressive who is labeled as progressive in his home state of Virginia.
Who is in favor of the Trans-Pacific Trade
and has been strong on gun control.
Yeah.
And has been strong on pro-choice.
This is an uphill battle for her. I think that these Bernie Sanders supporters, they're real, they're authentic, they believe in something different.
But the
they understand that
this place is in chaos right now. Talk about the Republicans with a speech of a spouse. This place is in total chaos. If you walk around the hotels, you walk around the streets, the Bernie Sanders folks, God bless them, are in full regalia, and they are angry, and they're not coming around anytime.
All right, well,
come to my hotel. I'll show you.
Senator Brown, thank you so much. I want to go out to those Bernie Sanders supporters right now.